Have you ever hit rock bottom in life? Oh yeah, I have. How did you get through it? Well, it was very tough. It felt like I was in complete darkness. I quit my job and broke up with my partner, who I was living with, and I just felt completely lost. I see. It was really the lowest point of my life. So, how did you manage to pick yourself up? Well, when I hit rock bottom, I started to hear my inner voice. When things were going well, I couldn't hear it at all. But when I hit a dead end and felt stuck, suddenly my inner voice started to speak to me. And what did it say? The first thing it said was, just because you think something doesn't mean it's necessarily true. It challenged what I consider to be common sense or facts. My inner voice spoke to me and said it's not necessarily true about things I had believed to be true. Wow, that's pretty deep right off the bat. So, what were you thinking at that time? Well, I'm not thinking about those things now, but at that time, I thought that the only way to survive was to sell things. I believed that selling things was the best job, and other jobs didn't have as much value compared to selling things. That's a very narrow-minded way of thinking. Looking back, it was. But at that time, I thought it was normal and that it was a common sense way of thinking for the world. Seriously, I've never thought about that. Maybe it's because my family ran a business. That's when I realized that I was thinking something unbelievable. It was like an illusion, but I thought it was a fact. I was convinced that it was true, and my belief was so strong that I didn't doubt it. I see. So you were unconsciously believing something. Yes, that's right. From childhood, I had been exposed to my parents and the people around me's ways of thinking, as well as information from TV. I started to believe them, and it gradually became so strong that I thought it was a fact. Then when I realized it and let go of that belief, suddenly a new job opportunity appeared out of nowhere. From there, my life took a turn for the better. So when you changed your way of thinking, the reality around you changed too. Looking back, that's exactly what happened. My inner voice made me realize that my beliefs were wrong, and they guided me to let them go. It changed my way of thinking, and things fell into place from there. What else did your inner voice say to you? It said, you always have what you need right in your hands. That's deep. Yeah, my inner voice also said, don't rush to look outside for what you need. It's already in your hands, and you'll get what you need when you need it. If you rush outside, you might miss what you already have. That's also profound. My inner voice also said, everything is just right and fits perfectly. But humans tend to feel like something is missing, believe that everything is just right, and you won't feel anxious or worried. I see. Also, I realized that when I'm in a weak position, I understand that I didn't make it here alone. I was able to get here with the help of many people. I understand. When I'm doing well and everything is going smoothly, I forget that I'm here because of the help of others. But when things don't go well and I feel like it's hopeless, I remember that it's thanks to others that I've made it this far. That's definitely true. And then I start to feel grateful to many people in my heart. I can naturally feel grateful to not only my parents and friends, but also to people like the cashier at the supermarket or the garbage collector. By living each day with gratitude, it's strange how the things that didn't work out well and the worries I had before gradually disappear. When I live with gratitude, I become less selfish and my heart become calm. The important thing to remember is to be grateful even for things that may not seem desirable. Even for things that aren't desirable? Yes, that's right. It's very important to be grateful even for things that don't seem desirable to us. The reason being, something that may seem undesirable to our small selves may actually be an important event that's trying to make us realize something. And even if it isn't, if we can be grateful for it, it will calm our hearts. When our hearts are calm, we can feel happy, or at least not unhappy. I see, that makes sense. By living like this, Yes, I gradually began to notice various things in the depths of a rock bottom life. At that time, I broke up with my life partner, lost my job, and thought about working freelance without belonging to any organization. But things didn't go well at all. I hardly had any savings left, and I was in a bad situation. That must have been tough. Well, yeah, but looking back on it later, it was a major turning point in my life. What I had built up until then crumbled away, and the process of it crumbling was very painful and might seem unbearable. But it's a process of death and rebirth, probably. I see, I understand, but it's really hard when what you build up until then crumbles away. Yes, the big thing is probably to build something else on top of what we have already built up. But in order to transform into a completely different way of being, like in a revolution, we need to overthrow what we have now and establish something completely new after it has fallen. I see, just like in the French Revolution, they had to overthrow absolute monarchy in order to establish a civic society based on democracy. Yes, exactly.